All right, kids. This is start off not a how-to, but at least tips and how I managed to accomplish the goal. We had a AC condenser that was pissing out freaking refrigerant, so it's getting changed. Now, a couple little tips on this one here. This is not for your average person. I'm gonna say you can do it in your driveway. I got maybe now that I know what I'm doing, I could probably do this, tear it down to this point in about an hour or so, but it took me a little longer than that. Step one, you got to get that off, and to get that off, there is, you pop your hood, 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter here. There's a cover right here with a bunch of those little push things with your hood latch release. Anyway, pop out all the little things and gives you access to the down there bolts. Like I said, 10 millimeter in each side. One of the biggest pain in the butts were these three on each side. The only way to access them is you go in from above right here. Your headlight will be here. You cannot access them easily. Like this, they look boom, boom, boom. My solution on that is I personally liked a 10 millimeter. I think I used like a 6-inch extension on the quarter drive, and this one's a flex head, so that's how I got those. That was probably the biggest pain in the butt to get out. It's on both sides. Next, there's also a series of 17 millimeters on the back side of your fender flare here, and you got to pop it out. Now, I've pulled out tons of these things over the years, and they never fail to snap off right here on these little plastic things. So have some extra if you want to. I'm going to check toolbox, see if I got any extras. Otherwise, the screws will hold them in. They're really not that big of a deal. It's not as critical. There's some 17 millimeters here, some bunch of everything's all down here. Get stomped into the gravel if I ain't careful. There's also a bunch of there's one of these, at least on one side, or they're going to be just a little two-piece push lock. These fun fuckers. Now, I managed to get every one of these things without breaking them. This is a 2016 model. Now, this is a 2.0. 1.6 turbo is slightly different. The AC condenser is different. Just so we know, this is what the 2.0. Look for this big fat can on the side. 1.6, which was the wrong one that the customer bought on eBay. eBay said this fit the 2-liter. I think it does fit the radiator, sort of. And it may have actually worked. I think it would work. I just don't trust, if I do it right there. So he's off going to buy the correct part across town. Sorry for the digression. It's what I do in my videos. And if you don't like my videos, well, you don't have to watch them. Once you get that off, there is this plastic thing right here for the air duct dam. There's a piece that fits behind right here. This is all mostly just push plugs. It's got these goofy lock things that you're supposed to twist and unlock to get them out. This thing's actually upside down right now. I had a real hard time getting those out. The one on this thing was smashed because somebody had been in an accident with this before and smashed it. Oh yeah, to get that piece out, again, I'm getting ahead of the thing. You got to pop this panel out. Mine was missing one of the little tabs here for it, I guess. Didn't even notice it was missing. So you can unlock these little tabs in here. I think I used a little screwdriver or something to pop them loose to unlatch that piece to get this whole front end off. To get the whole front end off, you got to lower your felt thing here. That is some T30 Torx. You do a whole series of those across the bottom, 2 rows of them. You get that off, and then in front of that there's another series which I believe goes into this metal housing. At that point in time, I think you're just about done. You'll find a couple, you might find some other stuff. There's only one plug on the passenger, or on the driver's side right here. Pinch it, yank it. Yeah, sure, the passenger side if you're in England. with that off, obviously you take this thing off. This thing took some doing, lots of push little plug things. I don't think there's really hardly any screws on that. Then you run into this big framework for the upper radiator core support. Now this is just fiberglassy plastic thing. Each side, couple screws right here, a big long one. One goes through here, a couple screws go into the fender, and it gets loose. Now understand, your hood prop is on that. So I used just a bar to hold the hood up, and it's, there. Otherwise you're lifting this and the hood and you couldn't figure out why the damn thing won't lift up. That's why. At that point in time, you will discover that your thing here has two lock things right here on the passenger side, and kind of 1, 2, 3 on the driver's side. Now I didn't realize this one was here at first, and I just cut these two just to make it less resistance. I used an angle grinder, but you don't really have to. They actually pretty slide right out. Two 13mm nuts for your AC lines. Hopefully your new AC condenser will come with seals. This is aftermarket Chinese stuff from eBay. Not going to work for you. They're not going to have the seals for you. You're going to have to find your own seals and source those yourself. So I'm not too sure if those are O-rings. They are in here on the lines, so they look like rubber seals. I'm going to go through my box of stuff. You do have to drop the intercooler. To get the intercooler out, you need to pry up the entire radiator intercooler assembly and the AC condenser all as one thing, because there are these little brackets right here, and they hold it up, the intercooler to the bottom of the radiator. Take those out, loosen up or remove your hose clamps. Those are 17mm here. So far the only 18mm I've ran into were these brackets that go into the radiator. This one you had to disconnect 100%, so it has now been disconnected. It'll get cleaned up before you put it back together, because what happens is the AC thing bracket, the bracket for the intercooler goes through your AC condenser. Hope that makes any sense. Basically it's laced in there. You cannot get this out without removing your intercooler. Just on the driver's side. The passenger side, I didn't unhook it and I was able to slip it out. The AC condenser itself is actually glued to this foam. I did my best to try and cut the foam off the top of this with a knife and work it out to get it free from the radiator, and then just when you go to lift it out, you have to press in these two tabs, one on each side. Let me show you, see if I can get you to see them. So you got to push this tab in on the top one, not the bottom one, and there's one on each side. This side might be easier to see just due to the light of the sun. There we go. So you got to push the top part, which locks it in, and then it slid right on out of there. Actually pretty easy. Owner is now off on a mission to go fetch his new AC condenser. I know this is a long video and it's not really necessarily helping you, but it's a free video. I don't monetize my shit, so you didn't have to even look at a commercial. So think about that value you've added in your life. And then you'd be like, well, I got ad blocker, so I didn't have ads anyway, so why do I gotta listen to this bullshit? Yeah, because you're the one looking at my videos for tips and tricks on how to do this. Sucks to be you. I found I pulled the headlights out to get this out as well. Once the bumper cover's been removed, it's 3 T30 Torx screws. They're pretty simple to get. One of them is right here. This is just rubber. One there. I don't know where the other two are. I probably could look, but they're pretty simplistic. Hopefully this will maybe help somebody at some point in time. Reinstall Shouldn't be too bad. I believe this is somewhere around about supposed to be a 6-7 hour job, maybe. I want to say it was like a $600 labor rate for it. Depends on where you go. I think I got this thing tore down in maybe 2 hours or something like that. I'm not sure. But I took a lot of phone calls and Facebook messages and Instagrams and all the other bullshit, so I was wasting a lot of my time. But I was trying to figure it out. I had zero guide on this, so maybe that'll help somebody in some way. Peace out, bitches. Hope somebody learns something. I learned not to fucking dick with these cars. Fuck me.